Okay, so I want to get this character out of Maya and into Unreal, and basically I want to be able to retarget this character to the Unreal skeleton. There's going to be some issues with this, obviously, because we need to do some weight painting if we're going to do it properly, because obviously we've got things like the beard are going to get attached to the body. It's not going to be able to recognise things like that. Put it in a T-pose. If you go into rigging, if you have got a skeleton, which I previously did have, got a rigging skin, and you can unbind your skin, which means you can go to your outline and delete your skeleton. So then you want to export that, export your selection as an FBX. All of these settings, you don't want an animation, you definitely don't want cameras or lights, stupid. Embed your media, and you can now use 2018, which seems to help a bit. So I've previously exported this, so what I'll do is I shall go over to Mixamo, and then we can, if I just find it in the top window, so I'm going to bring in the character without a skeleton. This is important because it needs to be a Mixamo auto rig that we're using for it to be able to retarget. Okay, so we'll just give it a moment to process. So we're going to use a plugin which is Mixamo Animation Retarget plugin. Okay, so good news, the texture has come in. So this is the auto rigging section. So I'm going to put, it's quite hard to do this because obviously I'm going to try and put his chin around about. I can put his chin up there, I can put his chin, I'll probably put his chin down there, to be honest with you. So this won't work properly. You know, you really need to do some weight painting and have this rigged by an animator. But you know, you shouldn't have a kind of caricature character that you're bringing in anyway. So, well, just try and make your character as humanoid as possible, I think is the tip for the purposes of this exercise. Okay. So that's going to auto rig, which can take up to 2 minutes. So we're going to find out here that I think his chin is going to be basically be halfway down his body, which is going to cause some problems with animations. But as I say, for the purposes of this exercise, let's just go for it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as you can see here in the middle, so depending on what animations you're using, you know, you're going to have to be a bit careful. You definitely don't want to be using that animation. Okay, yes, that's fine. So what I want to do is I want to bring that in. That's in a T-pose. So if you go to animations, you know, you've got characters and animations up here. If you go to animations and put in T-pose, so that's in the T-pose. So what we want to do is we want to download that. Okay, FBX with skin, 30 uniform, keyframe. I tend to put that on. I don't know if it helps or not. I was told that it did. So there are some real issues with retargeting skeletons to the Unreal skeleton. So this is a kind of a quick way of doing it. Well, I say quick. At the minute, it's quite slow. Okay, so I'm just going to find out where that is, and then if we go over to Unreal, so as I said before, I built a little, got the keys all mixed up again, I built a little environment to drop this character into, with what appears to be quite a lot of Z fighting going on. Okay, so I'm going to just drag in this, yeah. So I've just opened some of these drop downs up, that's all good, and I tend to bring it in -15 on the Z, which is effectively the y-axis and then any other package, but because Mixamo tends to bring it in floating above the floor for some reason. So let's just see what this comes in like. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to just check that to this you can use your plugin. If you remember, we set up the plugin, so we've excuse me, previously set up this plugin here. So I want to find the next thing you got to do is actually let's move on to another video now that we've got it in.